Good evening, everyone, from Larry Knight Field in Sumrall. It's South State High School baseball action as the Sumrall Bobcats entertain the Purvis Tornadoes in Game 1 of the best-of-3 game for a South State final. I'm Kelly Sander along with producer-engineer Brody Courtney, and it really doesn't take rocket science to figure out that it was going to be Purvis and Sumrall playing for the right to go back up to Trustmark Park. Sumrall, the defending 4A champions, up against their Lamar County rivals from Purvis. Interesting that these two teams have played 3 times before, twice in district, but the home team has not won this year. The visiting team has always been rude guests. Purvis comes in with a record of 28-5. Sumrall comes in with a record of 27-5. There is not a seat to be had either in the bleachers or in the tailgates of trucks or in the patios or against the fences. If you're a burglar, this is the place to be in Purvis or Sumrall because ain't nobody home tonight. They're all here at the ballpark. Drew Davis on the mound for the Bobcats, and he will face the following batting order for Purvis. JoJo Parker will lead off playing shortstop. He'll be followed by his brother Jacob, who is pitching tonight. He gets the start. Ethan Walker bats third. He's the Purvis catcher, followed by Damon Putnam, the second baseman, batting cleanup. Austin Lawler bats fifth. He's in right field. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Cannon Turner. Michael Breland, the center fielder, bats seventh. Eli Lowe, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Desmond Bowler bats ninth. He plays center. First pitch of game 1 of the series is high for ball 1. So for Purvis, it's Parker, Walker, Putnam, Lawler, Turner, Breland, Lowe, and Bowler. The 1-0 from Davis. That's Lowe, 2-0. So coming into the game tonight, Drew Davis had an incredible 13-0 win-loss record. He has not been beaten this year. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's there. He has thrown 53 2/3 innings. He has surrendered just 30 hits. He has walked 21. He has struck out 59 and has an earned run average of 0.78. Tessa Morales has checked in on the webcast. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung and fouled at the plate. Coach Bob Bird has also checked in on our text line, 601-310-7077. We expect a lot of you will be checking in, and we'll make sure we get your names on the air. A lot of Sumrall Bobcat dignitaries. Graham Crawford has already checked in the press box tonight on the Southern Miss baseball team. Former great Sumrall catcher, Cade Dito, formerly the right fielder here, and now football player. 2-2 pitch, took something off of it, and just missed. 3-2. A 4-man umpiring crew here tonight. So Cade Dito has also come up to the press box. Sam Clark also has come up here. 3-2 pitch is inside. Strike 3, fastball on the inside corner, and he got him on strikes. So Parker's retired for the first out of the evening. And that'll bring up Jacob Parker. Jacob Parker hitting .460 with 13 homers and 41 runs batted in. JoJo Parker named the 4A Player of the Year. But he just struck out, and now Jacob Parker will face the 8th grader, Drew Davis. First pitch is high, ball 1. The Sumrall defense has the shift. Hawkins over there just to the left of the second base bag, but you see 3 infielders over to the right expecting Jacob Parker to pull. There's a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. So Hawkins just to the, or Holloman rather, just to the left of the bag, then Hawkins to the right of the bag. Tyson Hicks in shallow right field, and then Odom over at first base. Here's the 1-1. Took something off of it, swing and a miss. And then the outfield for Sumrall, Cade Clinton shaded towards center. Barrett Brazil in right center. And then Hampton Baudouin over in severe right field. Base is empty, 1 out here in the top of the first for the Tornadoes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Took something off of it, chopped it foul. Wide of first. Odom will retrieve that one. Both these fan bases have really been waiting for this one. Not much doubt about it. Both teams have cruised through the playoffs up to this point, marking the days off the calendar to when they would get to meet again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one bounced up there. 2-2. Ethan Walker, the catcher for Purvis, is on deck on a beautiful night for baseball here in Lamar County. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, there's a grounder to second. Actually, it will be Hawkins that fields it and throws it to first for the routine out. Parker's out, and in an unusual scorebook situation, the third baseman actually playing over there, but because Hawkins is playing third base, it goes as a 5-3 putout. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Ethan Walker. Walker, the catcher, hitting .323 for longtime coach Tony Farlow. Takes a bender in there for a strike. Walker with 5 homers, 34 runs batted in. This series will shift to Purvis on Thursday night. That breaking ball is high. Again, not a Tuesday, Friday. It'll be Tuesday, Thursday because of graduation. The Norreds are watching on the live stream tonight. Darren Norred and his family. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Boy, he tried to air condition this place with that swing. So 1-2. Vicky Sumlin is watching from the University of Missouri Medical Center. It's a long way from home. That one bounced up there. Brody Courtney's dad, Brian, is watching from London, England. So I think London's, about 6 hours ahead of us here. So it's 1 in the morning over in London, something like that. Wow, we've got it from all over the world tonight. 2-2 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Walker Long knew it, and he started the waltz back to the dugout. And that'll do it for the Tornadoes. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Bobcats coming to bat. Let's go over the Sumrall batting order for you now as we say hello to Jim and Glenda Cody. They're watching on the live stream as well. Hope that you are. Don't forget you can check in with us at 601-310-7077. Purvis folks, you're allowed to do that as well. We're kind of unique where it doesn't matter who you're cheering for. We'd love to hear from you. And if there's somebody you're cheering for in particular, we'll give them a shout out as well. All right, the Sumrall batting order. Barrett Brazil, the center fielder, leads off. He's followed by the shortstop, Landon Holloman. The Sumrall catcher, Walker Long, is batting third. He's followed by the first baseman, Leo Odom. Cade Clinton in left field, batting fifth. Then Landon Hawkins in the 6-hole. Rounding out the batting order for Sumrall is the DH, Connor Walker. Tyson Hicks, the second baseman, bats 8th. And Hampton Baudouin batting 9th. Raymond and Truvi McRaney are watching from Hickory Grove and Melby, Mississippi. Boy, they know how to barbecue and have some fun in Melby. Glad to have them with us. Luke Amaker is watching from Hattiesburg from the 678 area code. Karen Thompson checking in with her traditional blue and yellow hearts, encouraging the Bobcats. Thank you, Karen, for the kind words and for watching. Dennis and Gail Dito are watching, part of the Gum Pond Dito folks. On the mound is Jacob Parker for Purvis. Parker with a win-loss record of 2-1 and an earned run average of 5.92. He has thrown 23 2/3 innings. He has allowed 36 hits. He has walked 34 and struck out 36. He's just a sophomore. And again, a 5.92 ERA. He is a big, strong, solid kid. Remember, he's just a sophomore. But he's got to go close to 200 pounds, man. He's put together. Chris and Christopher Trussell are watching on the webcast tonight. Glad to have them along. Ginger and David Barry are watching from Scruggs Road in Sumrall. The Barrys, they said it, once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat. From the 678, let's go Bobcats. Josh, Page, Lucas, and Kaysen watching from Purvis. Glad to have them along tonight. Sure, they're cheering for the Tornadoes from the 601. Here we go. Brazil digs in and looks at strike one, a fastball on the corner. Brazil hitting 378 with a homer and 16 runs batted in. Normally, these series would be Tuesday, Friday, but because graduation for both Purvis and Sumrall are Friday and Saturday, both coaches agreed to move the second game of this series to Thursday. So it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, should it be necessary. Miss Casey is watching from Petal tonight. She's cheering for the Bobcats. There's a strike on the corner. 1-2 now to the leadoff batter, Barrett Brazil. Splinter's watching tonight from Melby. Probably out on the back porch swinging a little bit and listening to the game. Splinter, a big Bobcat fan. 1-2 pitch, misses high and away. Logan Powell, former Bobcat great, checking in. He says, let's go Rollcats. Nothing better than a good baseball rivalry, I agree. Logan Powell. 2-2 pitch, low, 3-2. Dakota Baker checking in. Former Purvis Tornado great, cheering for the Naders tonight. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's high, ball 4. So Brazil coaxes a leadoff walk. And he's on, and here's Holloman now. The Clark boys are watching from Northwest Rankin tonight. Of course, Northwest Rankin in the 6A South State Finals. Mikey Peterson watching from the William Carey Regional. He's busy over there. William Carey hosting the first round of the NAIA Regional. Boy, you guys are checking in from all over the place. We love it. Here's Holloman. He takes a fastball strike on the inner half of the plate. Holloman hitting 392 with 1 homer and 27 runs batted in. Our buddy Jeremy Thompson will be in who produced these games for years while he was a student here at Sumrall. He'll be coming in from Orlando for games 2 and 3 if necessary. That pitch is high, 1-1. Randy Altman watching from Denver, Colorado, from the 713. So we've got him watching from Denver tonight. We've got him watching from London, England. Got him watching from all over the place. Maybe Ucutta, right outside of Waynesboro. You never know. The 1-1 pitch. And that hit him in the head. So Holloman goes to first. So runners at first and second. And this is not the start that the Tornadoes wanted to see. And here's Walker Long. Walker Long hitting .436 with 4 homers and 45 runs batted in. So Jacob Parker getting the start when JoJo Parker, his brother, has been, their ace most of the year. That pitch is outside, ball 1. 2 sport athletes who play football as well. Cliff Wilberding is watching from Dixie, God's country. I didn't know that Dixie was necessarily God's country, but okay, we'll buy that, Cliff. Glad to have you along. Thank you for the kind words. So Walker Long, ahead in the count here, 2-0. He can be sitting on fastball. Not a whole lot of wind to speak of. The sun field is right field. Swung on and fouled into the screen. He was sitting on fastball and he got it. They're playing him to pull ever so slightly. And man, it's really a good thing that y'all are watching from home because honestly, I'm not sure we have any room for you here tonight. Man, they are hanging from everywhere. I mean, they are smushed in here. The 2-1 pitch from Parker. Breaking ball, strike on the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to a Walker Long. Leo Odom is on deck. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the first inning. Scheduled for 7 tonight here in Lamar County. We can say with 100% assurance that the 4A state champ will be from Lamar County. The 2-2 pitch swung on and just cue balled it right off the end. It's an off-speed pitch that he was just able to put the end of the bat on, and the count stays 2-2. The Acosta family is watching from the 601 and enjoying Taco Tuesday. Hey, that's not a bad deal. Pickoff, well, nobody at second base. It can't be a pickoff, but you've got Brazil there. 2 of my favorite people, Miranda and Braden Riley, are at home in Sumrall watching. Glad to have them along. I think I saw Carter Riley here earlier tonight. 2-2 pitch swung on. There's a drive, but fouled out of play to the right side. So Walker Long having a good at bat here, regardless of what happens. Andy Davis, third base, wearing the short sleeves. Coach Cooley down at third. Both these teams very comfortable in big pressure situations. That's what high school baseball tradition is all about. Big lead at second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, again lifted foul. That's a long way. Almost took out one of the lights and hits the top of the field house. After the luck that I have had with my car this year, I can safely say my car is out of harm's way tonight. I am parked in Carson, Mississippi, so I think we're okay tonight. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, there's a shot towards second, into center field, a base hit. Rounding third is Brazil. He will score. Advancing to third is Holloman. The Bobcats have drawn first blood. So runners at the corners. Walker Long pads his team-leading RBI total to 46. And here's Leo Odom now. Again with runners at the corners. Odom, the cleanup hitter, hitting .338 with 2 homers and 28 runs batted in, and that pitch is low and away. No outs. The inning started with Brazil getting a walk. Then Holloman got plunked, and Long just deposited a single sharply up the middle. There's a strike on the corner. 1-1 to Odom with Cade Clinton on deck. Pearl River was beaten by LSU Eunice today down at the Region 23 tournament in Eunice, 6-4. It's a double elimination tournament, so they're alive. William Carey won again today. Well, William Carey's got a great baseball team, and of course, Southern Miss coach Scott Berry announced his retirement at the end of the season. So a lot of baseball news, not least of which is game 1 of this series. Malik McNair running, faked the throw to second, and they throw down to third, but Holloman back in time. So McNair at second, Holloman at third, and there's nobody out. And the count is 2-1 to Odom. Game 2 of this best of 3 will be at Purvis on Thursday night. The 2-1 pitch. There's a lazy fly ball to center field. Bowler back to make the catch. Sacrifice fly is in, and Sumrall leads it 2-0. Now they may appeal this. They may say that Holloman left too soon. But they do, and to no avail. Holloman scores. It's a sac fly for Odom. So one away, runner at second base. And McNair holds his position at second. So 2-0 Sumrall now. And here's Clinton. Clinton hitting .364 with 5 homers and 37 runs batted in. First pitch is high and inside. Parker is really battling the sun. You can tell even getting the baseball back from the catcher that he's having to shield that sun. It is not problematic for anyone really other than the pitcher and the right fielder at this point, the way the structures here at Sumrall are built. But it is troublesome for those two players. The 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. Purvis has won 19 games in a row. 18 in a row. That's pretty good. $18 in a row. 2-0 the count to Clinton. Fastball right down the tube for a strike. He may have had the take there. McNair is in a non-force situation at second base, so strategically, anything hit to the right side, he'll be moving. Anything hit to the left side, he should hold his position. Because he's in scoring position. With his speed, it shouldn't be a problem. 2-1 pitch breaking ball. Missed, 3-1. So Parker laboring here in the first inning. A lot of the Purvis players were up in Decatur on Saturday night and saw Sumrall sideline Newton County. That's ball 4, outside, another walk. So first and second. And the Tornadoes will talk this over now, because there just hasn't really been anybody battle them for too long. But he's thrown a lot of pitches early on here. And Hawkins will be the next man he'll have to face. Pittman is on to run. Or no, Clinton running for himself. Here's Hawkins hitting .247 with a homer and 25 runs batted in. First pitch to him is right where it needs to be, strike 1. Boy, that one split the plate. He might just be telling Parker, look, we can't fall behind the hitters. Trust your defense. They're playing him to pull slightly. The center fielder, Desmond Bowler, pulled a little bit over toward left. The 0-1 pitch, that one's inside. 1-1. Purvis and Sumrall, when they played in the Rex Adidas tournament during spring break in March, we kind of thought that we'd be here, and that's exactly where we are. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1. And you just right now kind of sense a little lack of confidence right here by Parker. Hanging his head just a little bit. The 2-1. Swung on, base hit up the middle. But flying around third is McNair. He scores. It's 3-0 Sumrall. Clinton just ran station to station. He held up at second. Ann Williamson is watching in pedal with Lynn and Sean Jacona. They're cheering for the Bobcats. As Connor Walker steps up and looks at a pitch that is outside. Cody Davis watching from the lake. They're watching near my car in Carson. Thanks for keeping an eye on it, you guys. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's high, 2-0. Stan the Man Welburn family watching from the Westbrook neighborhood. They're cheering for the Bobcats. Their favorite neighbor says hello. 2-0. Walker sitting on fastball. He got it, but laid off of it, and it's a strike. 1 out. Bobcats being efficient here. 2 walks, a hit batsman, and 2 singles have netted them 3 runs here in the first inning. The 2-1 pitch. Outside. 3-1. Parker collects himself with Tyson Hicks on deck. He's the 8th man in the order. Swung on, there's a ground ball to second for 1 over to first. Double play, a 4-6-3 double play to get the Tornadoes out of it. But the Bobcats do come up with 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, 2 men left on base. We go to the top of the second inning here in Sumrall tonight. It's the Bobcats 3, the Tornadoes nothing. You're watching the South State playoffs on YouTube. Back here at Larry Knight Field, Kelly Sander along with Brody Courtney. Glad that you're with us. The webcasts made possible by sponsorships from Diversified Forestry Management, Real South Hunting, American Graphics, made possible by the aforementioned Stan Welburn, who's watching the game tonight. Watts Brothers Implements, we thank you for your support. Kids Campus Learning Center, the architect firm of Landry Lewis in Germany. The Spencer Nixon Alpha Insurance Agency, Winburn Lawn and Landscaping, Parkwright, Striping and Seal Coating, and High and Tight Gentlemen's Club, great place to get your hair cut. Special shout out to Emmett and Reagan Grant. They are watching tonight. They are rooting for the Purvis Tornadoes, and the Tornadoes come to bat here in the top of the second inning. They face Drew Davis, and Damon Putnam takes strike 1 from Davis. Putnam, the second baseman. The 0-1 pitch bounces up there for a 1-1 count. Boy, you're a starter for Drew Davis. That's got to make you feel really good when your teammates go out there and spot you 3 in the first inning. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, little chopper toward third. Tough play. Hawkins on the charge. Throws across his body in time. 5-3 on the putout. Hawkins had to field it cleanly and make the exchange from the glove hand to the throwing hand and put the throw on target. That's exactly what he did for the 5-3 put out. There's one away, and here's Austin Lawler. Lawler hitting .235 with no homers and 15 runs batted in. First pitch from Davis. Remember, Davis just an 8th grader, 13-0 on the year. Of course, the Parkers on the Purvis side of the ledger, just sophomores. Lawler, no homers, 15 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. He'll be followed by Cannon Turner, the third baseman. Sumrall was the number 1 seed from this district. Purvis was the number 2 seed, but it came down to some tiebreakers at the very end of the year. 3-0 now to Lawler. So the Tornadoes looking for some base runners. He'll be on the take here. And there's a strike. Lawler hitting 5th in the order for longtime Purvis coach Tony Farlow. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a high chopper to short. It's Holloman off that other foot on the money for out number 2 on the 6-3 put out. 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Cannon Turner. Turner, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Hitting .316. First pitch swung on and fouled out of play over into the practice football field. No midweek games for Southern Miss, just the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana in this weekend for the final Sun Belt Series of the year. 0-1 pitch is strike 2. The Bobcats playing Turner to go the opposite way just a hair. The 0-2 pitch from Davis. Checked his swing but held it up. You know, when you look at, and we've talked about this before, the strength of baseball county-wide. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Hawkins kind of started to saunter in, but it was out. Two-two pitch, and that's fouled into the screen. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. But normally when you're talking about Lamar County baseball, you're also talking about Oak Grove. But Oak Grove, not in the baseball discussion this year. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning here in Sumrall. It's the Bobcats 3, the Tornadoes nothing. You're watching the South State 4A baseball playoffs on the YouTube channel. Parker comes out for 2nd inning of work, and he will face hitters 8, 9, and 1 for the Rollcats. It'll be Hicks, Baudouin, and Brazil in the top of the 2nd inning. You know, here we are in game 1 of the 4A South State Championship, and in 5A South State, some of the semifinals still haven't been completed. You've got Van Cleve and West Jones, who still have not gotten their semifinal game 3 played. They've been trying to get it in since last week. But the rain has been pushing things back. The rain has been pushing things back, and they were going to try to get it in today, but Van Cleve said they wouldn't agree to that, so who knows? 0-1 pitch. There's a bunt. Tried to push it down the third baseline, but that goes foul. So Hicks is in an 0-2 hole. Hicks came into this game hitting .224 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. You never know who might be stopping in the press box tonight. Like I said earlier, we saw Graham Crawford, Cade Dito stopped up to the press box and said hello. Former Sumrall greats. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Teams seem to have settled in, as have the fan bases. They were here an hour ahead of game time. The 1-2, outside again. A ball and 2 strikes. So Jacob Parker and his brother JoJo, they have been all the rage for the last couple of years. 2-2 pitch is low, 3-2. So he had Hicks in an 0-2 hole. And if you're Purvis, the last thing you want to do is walk the leadoff hitter. That's what happened last inning when he put Brazil on. The payoff pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. Nice job by Hicks to ruin that one. Count stays full at 3-2. We talked about how Tony Farlow's been around a while. He's already retired as a teacher, but coaching contract. He's just coaching, not teaching anymore. And there's ball 4. The leadoff man is on. And here's Baudouin. The right fielder hitting .294 with 2 homers and 25 runs batted in. So we'll see how Andy Davis decides to play this. Turner in at third, thinking they may try to bunt. And he shows bunt, but it gets by the catcher. So Hicks gets to second and doesn't need the bunt. Unless they try to move him to third to put him in a sacrifice fly. From the 228 area code in Biloxi, some relatives of Drew Davis checking in on our text line at 601-310-7077. Showing bunt again, and it gets by the catcher. It caroms off of the bricks, but just like that, Tyson Hicks is at third with no outs. Man, you look over at the executive lounge out in left field. They're out there in the bird's perch. Right below them, they're looking over the fence. The right field line, executive lounge is full. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's high, 3-0. So Baudouin will probably be on the take here. He is, and takes strike 1. They've got the infield pulled into the Tornadoes so that if they get some soft contact on a ground ball, they could potentially cut Hicks down at the plate. But they already trail by 3. Swung on. This is exactly what they were looking for, but the play at first is out. So Baudouin is out on the 1-3. 1 away. Cade Dito joining us up here in the press box. Cade, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. How's it going?
Good. Man, this game tonight's bringing all the celebs out.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
I've seen a lot of people here.
Did they recognize you?
Yes, sir, they did.
You know? So we're going to ask you what you're up to here in just a second. Barrett Brazil digs in now. Of course, Cade Dito, the outstanding right fielder. It's got quite a football career going. Here's the first pitch to Brazil. He walked his first at bat and wound up scoring, and that pitch is high and away. Now, you went over to Wesson.
Yeah, I did.
Right?
I did. Co-in.
Yeah, played a little football.
I got one more year.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And proud of you, Cade, because like me, you put on a little bit of weight.
Yes, sir, I did. They made me.
The weight that I put on and the weight you put on are a little bit different. A little bit different.
They told me I almost put on too much weight.
Really? Here's the 1-1 breaking ball. That's high and outside, 2-1.
JoJo looks like he's getting tired.
Well, then he hasn't pitched a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know. Jacob here on the mound, Jacob Parker. Here's the 2-1. That's inside, 3-1. How would you compare this Sumrall team, Cade, to some of the one or two that you played on here toward the end of your career?
I think they're better at some things that we weren't so good at. Like,
swung on. There's a gapper to left center field. That ball is down. This will score another run. Brazil rounds first, thinks of going to second, but he'll think better of it and go back. It's 4-0 Sumrall.
They don't have the pitching we had, but they've been stroking the ball. They might hit a little better than us, but they have the same grit that every Sumrall team always has, and they proved everybody wrong this year, and I'm proud of them.
Here's Landon Holloman hitting .392 with 1 homer and 27 runs batted in. He's going to be a rival of yours next year going to Gulf Coast.
Yes, sir.
They play a little football down there.
Yeah, they do. They're pretty good.
At Perk. First pitch to Holloman is ball 1. Somebody asked me, Cade Dito, prior to this game today, they said, do you think the Purvis team or Sumrall team will be nervous going into this one? And I said, I don't think so, because you got two schools this is what they live for, man.
Yeah,
How would you answer that if somebody said, do you think these guys are nervous going into this series?
I feel like there's definitely more butterflies than nervousness. Just like once you get out there and get going, then it all goes away. But there's definitely a lot of hype going up this game, especially that it was Purvis. And we always wanted to play Purvis in a game like this, but we never got to.
But this really is what you guys live for. 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball in the corner for a strike for Holloman. He got hit by a pitch his last at bat, but he wound up scoring. Holloman, one of the best defenders ever to play at Sumrall, in my opinion. Throw over to first. And again, headed to Gulf Coast. You know, the only thing, Holloman is just undersized. I think that's the only thing that might be keeping him from.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can control about that. Nothing you can do about that. Swung on, popped it up. I mean, this is a mile high and playable, being tracked in left field, caught for out number 2.
I think once he gets to Gulf Coast, they'll definitely put some weight on him.
Those are the words I never got to hear from any of my coaches. Put some weight on. It was kind of the opposite, okay?
It's all about weight nowadays.
Here's Walker Long. Long singled with an RBI. Already came into the game hitting .436. Of course, Walker's dad was a catcher at Mississippi State. He's headed to Holmes next year.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Holmes is him and Carson. I think they'll do good there.
First pitch swinging, and this is a moon shot to the right side of the infield, and that's caught to retire the side. But the Bobcats come up with one more run on one hit. One man left on base. We've completed 2 here in Sumrall tonight. It's the Bobcats 4. It's the Tornadoes nothing. Cade, hang with us for just a second or two. We'll be back with more. You're watching the 4A South State Playoffs on the YouTube channel. So Drew Davis comes back to work, and he has faced the minimum so far. Let's check our text line at 601-310-7077 from the 601. Shout out to Cade. You recognize that number?
I don't, but shout out to whoever that is.
Okay, all right. Cade Dito fan club checking in here. Cheering for Purvis and for you. Greta Gale Hill. Now Davis and Stephen Davis. Good to hear from you, Greta. Tell your folks that I said hey. Wonder how Leonard's doing. Go Bobcats from the 601. The Sinclairs are cheering from Sims Road. Let's see who else. Robin, once from Lumberton, once a Tornado, always a Tornado. From the 601, cheering for the Sumrall Bobcats. And we mentioned the Templetons are watching. 601-310-70. You didn't know the Kate Dito fan club was on?
No, I didn't.
Now, are you one of the Gum Pond Ditos?
I am.
You are? Okay.
I am. I'm pretty sure they're watching right now.
They are. I didn't know they had electricity in Gum Pond.
Yeah, they do. I don't think they have color TV, but.
Okay, well, you don't need color TV.
Yeah.
We're still good there. All right, so here's Michael Breland to lead it off for the Tornadoes here in the top of the third as he faces Drew Davis. Breland hitting .316 coming into this game. He'll be followed by Eli Lowe, the first baseman, and then Desmond Bowler.
Drew's been impressive this year.
He really has. That pitch is high and inside. I was talking to Andy Davis earlier this year. I said, you're always in a tough position when you're the coach and your kid's a stud, because no matter how well he performs, everybody's going to say the only reason he's in the lineup is because he's the coach's kid.
He deserves to be in the lineup. I think he beat Coach Davis's record as an 8th grader.
2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled out of play. Oh, I mean, who can dispute that he needs to be in the lineup? But it just so happens, that.
Yeah.
But that's always a tough position, for a coach and the player, for that matter, to be in. But 13-0 on the year, with an ERA under 1. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. The Tornadoes have not even had a base runner yet in this game. Here in the top of the third, Breland hitting 7th in the order for longtime coach Tony Farlow. The 3-1. That's low, ball 4. So Breland, a leadoff walk, and he gets the Tornadoes a base runner, and here comes Eli Lowe now. Lowe hitting .239, the first baseman, with no homers and 8 RBIs. Aunt Jen, Cade, says they do have color TV, running water, and turkeys.
Yeah, I know about them turkeys.
Oh, and there's an errant throw by Long into right field, but that won't cost them anything. Our buddy Kamal Petro has checked in from New Orleans. He's cheering for both teams. We miss you, Kamal. Always appreciate your good work. Karen Thompson says Cade knows he's always been. What is this? The Cade Dito show now. Everybody checking in here on our text line.
Yeah, I'm flattered.
So here's Lowe.
What's going on? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, other people saying, yeah, they do have color TV. So apparently that's yay KD.
I don't know who any of that is.
And we need to get you some like NIL money or something like that.
Yeah.
All these people are checking in.
Yeah, I'd definitely take that.
Two 2-0 to Lowe. And he'll be followed by Bowler. That one's high. 3-0. Yeah, my apologies. I had said that Michael Breland is playing left field, and he is, but Hudson Walker is the designated hitter for him, and Hudson Walker is the young man at first base. So my apologies to Hudson Walker, because he's down there at first base. He was the man that got that walk. So we'll get that changed on our official scorecard. Thank you for the polite correction. 3-0 now to Lowe, and really the Purvis crowd has come to life for the first time tonight. And the first turbulent water that Drew Davis has had to navigate. A 3-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner, and of course the Sumrall crowd
I tell you what, it's going to be tough going to play in Purvis. It always is.
ZCW on Baker Road says go Purvis. Tornadoes trying to come to life here. The 3-1 pitch. There's strike 2. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going to be called, Cade. Half the people are going to like it.
There's a lot of Purvis fans here.
Apparently, the only people more popular than Purvis or Sumrall is Cade Dito himself. Yeah, with all the people texting in.
Oh.
Swing and a miss. Got him on strike. And now Walker gets tagged out in a base running mistake.
That's a rally killer.
So just like that, the bases are empty and 2 away. And here's Desmond Bowler. Boy, you're right about that, Cade. That is a rally killer and an unforced error, a self-inflicted wound, whatever you want to call it. So here's Desmond Bowler with 2 outs and the bases empty. Bowler hitting .268 with no homers and 8 runs batted in. Sam Clark's going to be joining us here next half inning as the parade of Sumrall Stars continues. Graham Crawford was here a little bit earlier tonight. With not a hair out of place, I might add, when Graham Crawford's here.
Yeah.
You know. The 1-0 pitch.
Oh.
Inside corner strike. Should Bowler reach and then go back to the top of the order and JoJo Parker. With JoJo Parker hitting .500 and Jacob Parker hitting .460, the idea for Sumrall is just don't let the Parkers back.
Yeah, you got to pitch them carefully.
And Bowler takes another fastball strike, and he's in the hole 1-2 here. And he looks visibly shaken here, Bowler.
Yeah, it's a big moment.
The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed. Took something off of it. And the count evens out at 2-2. Vicky Someone says hello to Cade Dito.
She came down to Colin in one of the games, took my pictures last year.
2-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the fastball. He was looking for off speed. And Bowler goes down on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors. As it turns out, no one left on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Sumrall 4, Purvis nothing. Cade, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, continued success.
Yes, sir.
You know I'm a Pearl River guy, but I'm also a Cade Dito guy.
Yes, sir.
So this fall, we'll see you at the football field.
Yeah, the Pearl River comes to us this year, I think.
Okay. We'll see you there.
Yes, sir.
Anything I can do for you other than lend you money, let me know.
I'm good. Thank you, though.
All right, Cade. Cade Dito, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. So the Bobcats come to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They will have hitters 4, 5, and 6. Odom, Clinton, and Hawkins to face Parker as he goes out there. Jacob Parker for his 3rd inning of work. Jordan Thomas, who was signed by the Carolina Panthers today.
How about that?
Congratulations to Jordan Thomas. He's waiting for his shout out. So, Jordan, congratulations on your new deal with the Carolina Panthers. Marshall Phillips, another former Sumrall great. You guys come back and win that tournament, Marshall, over in Eunice. And here's Leo Odom to lead it off for the Rawcats in the bottom of the third inning. Sam Clark checking in with us here this half inning as the parade of Sumrall Stars continues. Good to have you, Sam. You doing good?
Yes, sir. Man, it's a great evening for baseball, isn't it?
This is cool. 1-0 pitch as Parker goes from the stretch, and that's inside, 2-0. Honestly, Sam, would you rather be up here calling this game with me, or would you rather? I think I know the answer. Would you rather be on the field?
I believe I'd rather be on the field.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike on the corner. Odom hit a sacrifice fly, his last up, so he's got an RBI.
A full-packed house here at Larry Knight.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Here's the 2-1. Same pitch, same result. 2-2 now to Odom, hitting .338 with 2 homers and now 19 runs batted in. We mentioned going into the broadcast, the home team in this series this year has not won. Fastball, strike. He was looking for the off-speed and didn't get it. And Odom is out on strikes to lead off the third. And really, Sam, that's where Purvis has gotten into trouble, is putting the leadoff man aboard for Sumrall.
Absolutely, absolutely. Leadoff man is going to give you trouble every time, I can almost guarantee it.
Especially with the way that the Bobcats run the bases. And here's Cade Clinton now, who walked his first time up and wound up being stranded at second base. The left fielder for Sumrall hitting .364 with 5 homers and 37 runs batted in. Your mom here tonight, I understand.
She is. She is out and about.
The 1-0 pitch. Miss Stacy tends to get into these ball games now, doesn't she?
She is a baseball connoisseur, I would say.
A ball and a strike to Clinton. He'll be followed by Landon Hawkins. Swung on. This one's off the fist. Slow roller to first. Flipping to Parker, covering the bag. And Clinton is out on the 3-1 assist. 2 up and 2 down, and it'll be up to Hawkins, who singled with an RBI his first time up. Well, now that you're in the real world, Sam, things going good.
Man, things are going great. Actually, I spend most of my time down in Purvis, Mississippi these days, down at Ramey Motors.
First pitch is high and inside. Of course, you're a Sumrall legacy, and that your little brother Sully also played here.
Absolutely.
So what's Sully up to?
Sully is down on the coast tonight, I believe. I think he's building power lines.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hawkins tried to catch up with the heater there. And really, when you look at Parker's performance here, other than the hiccup in the first inning, which it was a major hiccup, but he appears to be getting stronger as the night goes on.
I was just going to say he believes to be settling in, I think.
But the problem is, here's a slow roller to short. JoJo Parker to first. And that makes quick work of the Bobcats. Up and down, 1, 2, 3. We've completed 3. Here in Sumrall, hang with us, Sam. 4-0 Bobcats in game 1 of the best of 3. Back with more after this timeout. So Drew Davis getting back to work as he will face the top of the order here in the top of the 4th inning. Let's check our text line at 601-310-7077. Darren and Angie White are watching tonight from the 601. And Dakota Baker, the self-professed best baseball player to ever play at Purvis High School.
Absolutely. What a great.
Says that he wants to be a color analyst on the game Thursday night over in Purvis. You know Dakota Baker a little
I know
bit.
of him.
We hear tell of these great stories of when he played at Purvis. Do you know any of them to be true?
They say now that he was a pretty good ball player.
Yeah, but who are these people when you say they?
This is still Purvis and Sumrall rival here now.
So here we go, JoJo Parker, who struck out his first time. Get these numbers after the first pitch. First pitch from Davis is outside, ball one. Parker hitting .500 with 14 homers and 43 runs batted in. The 4A Player of the Year and the Mississippi State commit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's low, 2-0. Also on the text line, Damon Morgan from Columbia, Mississippi. He's cheering for the Tornadoes tonight. 2-0 pitch to the leadoff hitter. Swung on, there's a shot right back to Davis, who flips to first for the 1-3 putout.
Austin Carter in on the text line, checking in. Another Sumrall great.
Hey, that was a good center fielder there.
Absolutely, it was.
Austin Carter could track him down in center field. You know, I talked about Landon Holloman at shortstop, and the way that he attacks the baseball at shortstop reminded me a lot of Chase Llewellyn back in the day. Do you remember Chase?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Chase Llewellyn.
A vacuum.
Here's Jacob Parker now. Parker grounded to Hawkins last time in this shift. You see on our beautiful high-def equipment, Hawkins is the one that's just to the right of second base. There's a fastball on the inner part of the plate. You've still got Holloman at short, but then it's Hawkins in the usual second base position. Hicks has shifted into shallow right.
Kelly, and you don't see this as much in high school, I don't believe, this hard of a shift.
No, but that's why you've got really good teams that make those adjustments. That's foul back behind us here. And, of course, in the pros, you can't do this anymore.
Absolutely.
What do you think of that? Not being able.
I mean, I guess it makes you just have to play the game straight up. I mean,
which I like personally.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you know, and I like the pitching clock too, because the game had just gotten too long. 1-2 pitch bounced up there. Anola Helt Anderson watching the game tonight. She's a Tornado fan. Has checked in on our text line as well. We've got just as many Purvis fans, looks like, checking in tonight as Sumrall fans. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, there's a drive. That ball is well hit, but twisting, foul. It is foul.
It was a well-struck ball, Kelly.
You think?
It was a well-struck ball. I'm not too afraid to say that didn't just hit a pickup truck.
That ball, 325 down the line here at Sumrall. That one was probably about 360 down the line, but it wasn't close. It was foul. So it's just a long, loud strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Davis kicks and delivers. Swung on, foul again. This one's on the ground. Four nothing Bobcats. Young Drew Davis, the 8th grader for Sumrall, 13-0 on the win-loss record. He has been in control. Bases empty, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's outside, so the count fills at 3-2. The Tornadoes have had 1 base runner. Game 2 of this best-of-3 game series scheduled for Thursday night in Purvis. Fastball on the inside corner, strike 3.
Joe Bird checking in on the text line.
Who's that?
Joseph Bird.
The Joseph Bird?
The Joseph Bird.
Well, that's not the official text line.
No, but that was the Sam Clark text line.
Oh, the Sam Clark text line. Yeah, well, the IRS checks in on your text line a lot, too. Here's Ethan Walker now. He's hitting 323. Swing and a miss on a big off-speed bender. He struck out swinging his first time up. 5 homers and 34 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So we'll have to hit Davis's pitch here now. Base is empty, 2 away in the 4th.
Ooh.
He got him on strikes, was looking for another bender. And he struck him out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Sumrall tonight. It's the Bobcats 4, the Tornadoes nothing. You're watching the 4A South State playoffs on the Bobcat YouTube channel. So Parker coming out to face hitters 7, 8, and 9 for the Rawcats. Connor Walker, Tyson Hicks, and Hampton Baudouin. .605 watching the game tonight. Glad to have them along. Munsley's checking in from Memphis. Thank you very much. Of course you can get a shout out. Munsley, you're the man. We miss you and Kamal both. Hampton and Lindsey Sims cheering on the Bobcats. Thank you for the kind words. 601-310-7077, our text line. Graham Crawford will be joining us here shortly as our parade of Sumrall Stars continues. Connor Walker leads it off now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch to him is a fastball on the corner. Walker grounded into a double play, his only other at bat. He comes into this game hitting .269 with 1 homer and 18 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on toward third. High throw, but on the money. It looked, quite frankly, higher than it turned out to be. So Walker is retired on the 5-3. And here's Tyson Hicks. Hicks walked and scored. When you look at 2 of Sumrall's 4 runs, Barrett Brazil scored in the 1st inning. He's the leadoff hitter. He walked to lead off the game, and he wound up scoring. Tyson Hicks led off the 2nd inning with a walk. He wound up scoring. So 2 of Sumrall's 4 runs were leadoff walks. So for the Tornadoes to get the leadoff man out, big. Hicks hitting .224 coming into this one. No homers, 10 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch is a strike, 1-2. Sumrall fans from Lincoln, Nebraska, and grandparents of Sumrall JV player Colby Brewer are watching. I don't want any trouble, but I went to college in Ames, Iowa, and we didn't like Lincoln, Nebraska too much. Tyson Hicks down on strikes. 2 up and 2 down. But seeing as how you're Bobcat fans, we'll certainly let that, and we're joking, of course. Glad to have you along. And here's Hampton Baudouin. Baudouin grounded out to the pitcher, his only other at bat. He's 0 for 1. Came into the game hitting .294. First pitch is a fastball just outside, ball 1. From the 847, Carson Moon's aunt and uncle watching from South Carolina. Go Carson, get the win, Bobcats. From the 847, swung on, there's a little looper into right field, a 2-out base knock. So Baudouin is aboard. And they'll go back to the top of the order, and Barrett Brazil will come to bat for the 3rd time. Sumrall trying to pad a 4-0 lead. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Rawlers. Zeros across the board for the Naders. Bottom of the 4th inning. Charles and Virginia Cook from Loosedale are cheering for the Bobcats down there in George County. First pitch missed high. Starting pitchers still in there. Jacob Parker for Purvis, and as you would expect, Drew Davis from Sumrall, who has been nearly unhittable this year. Throw over to first and the runner back in time. The Tornadoes trying to make it 19 straight wins. One and 1 the count. Swung on, kind of checked his swing. I'm not sure that he was really sold on that. But once he started, he had to finish it. It's foul, 1 and 2. We may have set a viewership record tonight. You know, man, the numbers that are watching this webcast tonight, and again, we have to thank the sponsors, because we've got to thank the sponsors who, of course, put the money up to make sure it's possible. Runner going, pitches high, throw to second is not in time. So Baudouin showing his outfielder speed. He's in scoring position now with 2 outs. Coach Bob Bird checking in. I wonder if he's got just a moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He'll be going, Baudouin will be going on any kind of contact with 2 outs, and now Brazil just backs out of the batter's box. I'm not sure that he was granted time, but he backed out of there anyway. And the Purvis folks were quick to point out that he wasn't given time. So Parker will reload. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High and away, 3 and 2. Zane Berry in the house, who may get Youth Baseball Coach of the Year this year. He may not, but he may. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Took something off of it. High, ball 4. So Brazil's on again with another walk, his 2nd of the game. One of the reasons he's in that leadoff spot is he has such a good eye. And here's Landon Holloman now. Holloman hitting .392 with a homer and 27 runs batted in. Now you've got 2 guys on. Holloman can find a gapper here somewhere. But Sumrall playing with house money here. Up 4-0 and looking for more with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch, a little soft contact. This is play by Parker. Barehanded and throw to first. What a play! JoJo Parker could only spider that ball, come down on top of it like a spider, and then barehand it and throw out a flying Holloman to end the Sumrall threat. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a couple men left on base. We've completed 4 here in Sumrall tonight. It's the Bobcats 4, the Tornadoes nothing. We go to the 5th inning when we return in a moment, and you never know who might join us next as the parade of Sumrall stars continues in just a moment. So we head to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Putnam, Lawler, and Turner for the Tornadoes as they come to bat here in the top of the 5th. Joining us now, Graham Crawford. In my opinion, the great, no disrespect to anybody else, but the greatest catcher to ever play at Sumrall High School. Let's check our text line here first, though. Dana Davenport Jones, 9th grade English teacher at Purvis. She's cheering for the Tornadoes tonight. Glad to have her check in. It's killing you to be sitting up here rather than out there.
It really is. It really is. As soon as I pulled up, they had the video going, and it brought back memories for sure.
So here we go. Damon Putnam leads it off. Putnam grounded to third. His first time up. There's a shot toward third. Hawkins has got it, sets his feet,
Make
and
a
shoots
play.
it across the diamond. For the first out of the inning on the 5-3 putout. So, of course, the big news today, baseball besides this series, of course, Graham, is your boss, Scott Berry, announcing his retirement at the end of the year. I got to tell you, I was not surprised, honestly. Yeah. I mean, there were just little things that, to me, led up to this announcement. First pitch is high, ball 1. I know that the NIL deals he didn't really like. I know that the transfer portal, he's an old school guy. I get that. I am too. And that's just not quote-unquote real baseball. Swung on, soft contact to short. Holloman's got a hustle, throws across his body, and makes the play. 2 up and 2 down.
There's being some leather flashed in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
For sure. Not surprising with those 2 guys, though. But, I mean, a lot of things leading up to it. They're watching from Pendle tonight, a shout-out to the Friendly City, but your just reaction to the fact that Scott Berry's riding off into the sunset after this season.
I mean, I'm not saying we knew it was coming by any means. It's always...
Another swung on ground ball. They hit it to, oh, Holloman! That is something you just don't see very often. Landon Holloman had that ball and just lost focus for a split second. It'll go as an E6. Turner's aboard with a 2-out error, but they've got a base runner. And here comes Walker now, the freshman DH.
But he told us this morning, and he's a legend. I mean, everybody in this town and around knows it. He's one of the greatest coaches I've ever had the honor to play for, and I hate to see him leave, of course, but I think he's going to be doing a lot of hunting and fishing in the next years to come. So I know he's excited. He's excited to see where the rest of this year takes us. Playing really good ball right now and just adding to the fire that we want to do something special for a really special guys last year.
Crisply hit ball by Walker. That'll go in the books as a base hit. So the Tornadoes making some noise here with 2 away. And here's Eli Lowe with runners on first and second and 2 outs. So runners will be moving on contact. Lowe struck out swinging his first time up, hitting .239 on the year. First pitch and off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1. Lowe hitting 8th in the order.
How impressive has he been all year?
8th grader, too.
Yeah. I can vividly remember when I moved here as a freshman, he would practice with us, and he might have been 8 years old. And we said then that he was going to be one of the greatest ever play here.
Well, he's just getting started.
Yeah, no question about it.
1-1 the count to Lowe. Should he reach, then Desmond Bowler, the outstanding center fielder for Purvis, would come to bat. Purvis winners of 18 in a row coming into this one tonight.
Talking about on a hot streak, huh?
The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive to right field, but playable. Beaudoin is there to measure it. He puts it away, and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit. There was 1 error. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in Sumrall tonight. It's the Bobcats 4. The Tornadoes, nothing. Hang with us. Graham Crawford back in just a moment. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Jacob Parker will face the meat of the Sumrall order, 3, 4, and 5, Long, Odom, and Clinton. You know, your old stomping grounds over in Tuscaloosa has been mired in some controversy too, Graham. Where
Yes, they have.
Coach was
Yes, they have.
fired. What did you react? What was your reaction to all of that? Did you guys have? Was there any?
I mean,
I know I'm not asking you to, no pun intended, to show
Yeah.
your cards, but I'm just saying, were you surprised?
I mean, I was definitely surprised. I think all the guys were too. He's done great there, I guess.
And you just have to wonder, and again, in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty, but
Right.
you have to wonder, if a person is guilty of that, why would you do that?
That it makes absolutely no sense to me. But I'll tell you this: all the baseball fans watching, they're about to make a little run.
The Tide is?
Yes.
Okay. Walker Long's first pitch is inside.
Now the Eagles are really about to make a run.
Oh,
But
they've been making a run.
whoa, yeah, what? 12 in a row? 11, 12, 13? 13 in a row?
Yeah.
13 in a row. UL coming back home for the first time since the Danny Lynch bat flip.
That pitch is outside, 2-0 now, as we begin to see some lightning off here to our, that would be south. Long has a single, a run scored, an RBI. He's also popped to second base. 2-0 the count. Swing and a foul into the screen. You know, when teams, I remember Tampa Bay started out, the Rays started out with 13 wins maybe this year, and then it seems like all teams get to 13, and then that unlucky number of 13, as big-time Billy Garrity comes into the party tonight. Teams just can't get to 14. It really seems like that 13 is the weird number, is the spooky number.
It might be, but we got a guy by the name of Tanner Hall that is excited to get number 14.
That's who Drew Davis kind of, I mean, just the way that he
right.
has control of his
They are similar. Now, they don't pitch the same. Of course, Tanner is more of a sidearm guy with a big sinker and really good changeup. But as far as their mentality, as far as the way they pitch, the way they carry themselves on the mound, this is my first time watching Drew pitch live. And it definitely reminds me a lot of Tanner. And if he's as good as him one day, and I hope he is, then he's going to be something really, really special.
Full count pitch coming up to Walker Long, the leadoff hitter for the Bobcats here in the bottom of the 5th. High and outside, ball 4. And again, where the Tornadoes have gotten into trouble, it's putting the leadoff man on board. And here comes one of the all-time greats, Tony Farlow. And this might be it.
He's got to be at 70 pitches, right? 75?
Well, they're making a move. It looks like Breland is going to come in. A pitching change is in the offing here for the Tornadoes. We'll see what's going to happen, and we'll reset the table for you when we come back in a moment. You're watching the 4A South State Playoffs on the Bobcat YouTube channel. So Michael Breland comes on in relief. Breland has pitched 20 1/3 innings. He has surrendered 16 hits. He has walked 7, struck out 14. And he has an ERA of 2.41. And Tony Farlow went out to make the move. Parker, it was a respectable night. He had not thrown a lot of innings lately. But walking the first man, and now Malik McNair goes in there to run for the catcher, Walker Long. So you've got speed on the bases and nobody out. And facing the cleanup hitter for Sumrall and the likes of Leo Odom, who comes in hitting .338 with a couple of home runs and 18 RBIs. You played with one of the Odoms.
I didn't.
You didn't? You didn't
Nope.
play with Levi?
It was the year after I left.
Okay, all right.
He got there.
And Levi at Mississippi Gulf Coast now.
Yes. Yes, he is.
So Breland, the righty. And then he'll face Clinton and Hawkins here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tornadoes only have 2 more shots here in game 1. First pitch, there's a drive to center field, but now over the head.
Go.
McNair flying around second. He's motoring around third. He's being waved. He will score. It's 5-0, Sumrall. A double by Odom. What'd you see as that pitch, Graham?
I think he saw it well.
But I'm saying fastball, just
Yeah. I mean, it was middle.
and it was up too.
Guy
but
coming out of the pen, you've got to be sitting dead red. He's trying to get over that first strike, and he was on it for sure. Center fielder took a horrible read, took 3 steps in, and before he knew it, ball's over his head.
5-0 Wildcats, and an RBI for Odom, his 2nd of the game. So that gets him up to 20 on the year. And here's Cade Clinton now, who leads the Sumrall team in home runs with 5. 37 RBIs to go along with it and a .364 average. So we expect to see you back in a Southern Miss uniform next year.
I think so.
Okay, good.
I think so.
I mean, whatever you're comfortable sharing.
I really do.
And
I love it here.
And I know
and
you wouldn't tell a lot of people. I know you'd tell me.
I love it here.
First pitch,
Go.
there's a drive
Go.
down the left field line. That ball is up against the fence. 1 run will score. Clinton rounds. He's into second with a stand-up double. It is 6-0.
Here come the floodgates.
Sumrall.
I think they've opened up.
Back-to-back doubles. And there's still nobody out. And here's Hawkins now, who's got an RBI. He's 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single. So the Bobcats have been rather rude hosts as that one is swung on and fouled out of play by Hawkins. And all they're just giving their teammate Davis some more runs to work with. Game 2 of this series scheduled for Thursday night in Purvis. Of course, the Eagles will be busy taking on the Cajuns.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
0-1 pitch.
Yeah, we're starting a day early. Conference tournament starts on Tuesday night, so we'll go Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And we're doing the Eagle Hour up there at the tournament next week, but I'll miss you guys because I'll be at Indianapolis for the 500-mile race. Will you forgive me for missing
I will.
But I'll be at the
This
regional.
time. That's all that matters.
Be at the regional.
Hopefully, you drive 5 minutes down the road and it's at Pete Taylor Park.
I hope so. 0-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a drive into the
Is that
gap.
another double?
That's
another
down.
double.
Hawkins rounds first. He's into second. It's another run. Here's the throw at the plate, and the runner is out at home.
Good tag. Good tag. He's out.
And really, in fairness, Clinton had to hold up that ball might have been caught in center field.
He did it right. He read it right.
So Clinton out at the plate, but Hawkins is safe at second. So no run across. So runner at second with 1 out. And here comes Connor Walker now.
I'm calling it right here.
Connor Walker has a homer and 18 runs batted in. Batting average of .269.
I think he's about to hit one.
So you call him the Babe Ruth shot
Yep.
here. All right, well, we'll see.
If it gets to 2-0, he's going to hit the scoreboard.
The Bobcats are seeing the ball well tonight. And again, in this series so far this year, the visiting team has won every game. But Sumrall defending the home field very well so far here tonight.
How many times have they played this year?
3. And the visiting team has won every game.
Who's got 2 of the wins?
Purvis.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right, it's 2-0.
And
You ready?
part of it was in the Rex Adidas spring break tournament that Purvis won.
Seriously? Okay. Now, they do have a base open, so they might not throw to him. But if they pipe him a fastball.
Walker hitting 7th in the order. So you've got 8 and 9 coming up. And now Walker calls time. And we want to make sure that we... Did you see the Zane Berry and the Billy Gary?
I did. They're actually still up here,
You know,
I think.
all these other guys here?
I don't guess so. Well, they just walked off. I rode here with Zane.
The 2-0 pitch. Swung on.
Oh,
Right at
little late.
center field.
Little late. Almost there.
Faking the tag. So
Good
now,
swing.
line
Good
drive
swing.
for Connor Walker, 2 away. And it'll be up to Tyson Hicks.
So when will this game be played at Purvis? Thursday?
You'll be busy.
I will. Yes, I will.
Hicks hitting .224 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. He walked and scored in the second. He struck out in the fourth. So Hawkins will be on the fly with 2 away. He'll be running on contact, and there's a first pitch strike. As Breland took something off of that one. Breland on in relief of Parker, Jacob Parker. So you can bet the mortgage that JoJo Parker will be on the mound in the friendly confines of Tornado Field on Thursday night. Swung on a little flare out toward left, but that is caught at third base. Graham, good to see you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Always good to be here.
To the top.
Go Bobcats, to the top.
No runs. Check that. 2 runs, 2 hits. 3 hits for the Bobcats, and 1 man left on base. We've completed 5 here in Sumrall. It's the Bobcats 6, the Tornadoes nothing back after this timeout. Bobcats on the Web, sponsored by Diversified Forestry Management, Real South Hunting, American Graphics, Watts Brothers Implements, Kid Campus Learning Centers, the architect firm of Landry Lewis in Germany, the Alpha Insurance Agency of Spencer Nixon, Winburn Lawn and Landscaping, Parkwright Striping and Seal Coating, and High and Tight Gentlemen's Club. Great place to get a haircut. Kelly Sander along with Brody Courtney. Bobcats have looked terrific tonight in all aspects. And, of course, it starts on the mound with Drew Davis, and the Tornadoes have just had no answers for him. 1 hit, a single by the freshman. And leave it to a freshman, Walker, for the Tornadoes to have the only hit. So it'll be Bowler and then the 2 Parkers to come up. Now, Tony Farlow has been talking to the umpires, and Andy Davis now discussing with the umpires. Do you have any idea what they might be talking about here, Brody? Would it be lightning, maybe? Might they be talking about lightning? They're laughing, so it can't be anything too serious, I wouldn't guess. So Bowler this is only his second at bat, believe it or not. That's how effective Drew Davis has been. He struck out in the third, and here we are in the sixth, only his second at bat. First pitch is high and inside, ball one. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Rawlers. No runs, 1 hit. No errors for the Tornadoes. The 1-0. Swung on, chopper to short. Holloman's got this one. Throw to first. Scooped up by Odom for out number 1. That's the Landon Holloman you expect. Just took focus off the ball that one time this game. And it wound up the Tornadoes getting a base runner. It was last inning. But it didn't result in a run. And here's JoJo Parker. First pitch from Davis is a breaking ball strike. They have held both Parkers at bay. JoJo Parker has struck out and grounded to the pitcher. Jacob Parker has grounded to third and struck out. Another breaking ball and another strike. JoJo Parker hitting .500 with 14 homers and 43 runs batted in. And now they're going to play the shift on JoJo Parker. So the left side of that infield and outfield, for all practical purposes, wide open. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Out high and outside. 1 and 2, he had that one to burn. Bases empty, 1 out here in the 6th. Sumrall trying to defend its state championship and go back to Trustmark Park. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Moorville is already in the North State Championship. It'll be against West Lauderdale and South Pontotoc, I believe. They haven't finished that series yet. But again, we know that Moorville is in North State. Here's the 2-2. Missed, 3 and 2 now. It was Jacob Parker, who's up next, that hit the missile out of the ballpark but foul his last at bat. Here's the payoff pitch, the 3-2. Swung on, grounder into left field. Nice piece of hitting by Parker. They gave him left field and he took it. Base hit into left. 1 out, single to left, and here's Jacob Parker now. Second hit of the night is all for the Tornadoes. And here's brother Jacob, who's hitting .460 with 13 homers and 41 runs batted in. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that missed. And is that Keaton Malden that's headed to the pen? Yeah. So the lefty, Malden, the closer, the secret weapon. And again, Malden's not going to walk anybody. He may not strike a lot of guys out either, but when you got a defense like Sumrall has, you take your chances. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fought off to the left side. Ethan Walker on deck. You would think here in the 6th inning, with the runner on first and the power hitters for Purvis coming up, if the Tornadoes are to make a stand here in this game, that this would be the inning to do it. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball out. Walker Long tried to frame that and pull it in, but it was out. 2-1 to the number 2 hitter. Swung on. There's a shot into second base. The only play is at first, and Odom drops the throw. Nobody at third because they had the shift on, and the Tornadoes now have runners at the corners and 1 out. So hold on to your tickets here. That'll be an E3. E3. And Andy Davis wants to come and settle his troops down. That throw, in my opinion, should have been held. Should have been held onto. So E3 the call. They're gonna give it to 4. Okay. They're gonna give it to Hicks. The official scorekeeper gives it to Hicks. So runners at the corner, still 1 out. And the number 3 man in the order, Ethan Walker, who's got 5 home runs. For the Tornadoes, comes up to bat. 3.23 the average. Damon Putnam, the cleanup hitter, waits his turn should he be needed. The double play is set up here for Sumrall if they can get a crisply hit ground ball. Breaking ball, strike 1. Walker has struck out twice. So Drew Davis has had his number. Boy, there are people everywhere. I don't know what the attendance record is at Sumrall High School, but this has got to be close to it. Throw to first to keep the runner close. In fairness to Drew Davis, the Tornadoes need base runners. The Tornadoes would be foolish to get too frisky on the bases because they cannot afford the outs at this point. The 0-1, breaking ball, strike. 0-2 the count. To Ethan Walker. Davis comes set, kicks and delivers. Runner going, and that's fouled into the screen. They'll have to do it all over again. Game 2 scheduled for Thursday night because of graduation conflicts with Sumrall and Purvis this weekend. Congratulations to all the graduates, especially those of you graduating magna cum laude. I graduated thank you laude. Won't tell you how much that cost me, you know. Just missed it. The 0-2. Breaking ball high, throw down to second base. Out at second. Boy, they put him in motion. And I'm a little surprised because, again, I didn't think you could afford the out there, but Jacob Parker's out, so 2 outs now, and you've got a 1-2 count on the hitter. And you've got a 4-man umpiring crew, so umpires, you've got 1 at each base, so you can't. And now the third base coach just got ejected for the Tornadoes. Tony Farlow's out of the dugout. And the Tornado coaches are out there pulling the third base. Tony Farlow's had to physically restrain his base coach. Andy Davis pulling his players off the field. And security for Purvis now, pulling the assistant coach. Well, for those of you tuning in, this is not the WWE. And I like what Andy Davis did. He immediately pulled all the Sumrall kids over to first base, the defenders for Sumrall, the defensive players. Tony Farlow is about as steady a hand as you're ever going to get. And he immediately saw the situation as it was brewing and got in the middle of it and pulled his coach away. And Purvis school security got in the middle of it. So 1-2 the count. Runner at third, 2 away. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Walker. The runner at third base is JoJo Parker. Purvis batting in the top of the 6th inning. And fireworks, although not the 4th of July. That one bounced up there. So the count goes full at 3-2. And again, you've got a 4-man umpiring crew, so each umpire only has one base responsibility. The umpire was in position. That's all you can ever ask, is that the umpire be in position. And frankly, Jacob Parker really didn't argue the call. I mean, he walked off. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. And that's another reason why you don't steal there. Because a walk, now the bases would have been loaded with 1 out. But more than one way to skin a cat. Runners on first and third. 2 outs, and here's Damon Putnam. And look, I get it. I get it. In the heat of battle, sometimes as a coach, you do that to get your guys energized. Yeah. You do that to fire them up. And check swing. Did he go? They'll ask for the appeal, but he won't get an appeal. So 1-0 to Putnam. He has grounded to third twice. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for the Naders. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Throw to first. Runner back, and they almost had him. Coach Richard Broom alerting Leo Odom, don't forget you've got a runner at third over there. So once you slap the tag on, make sure you come up and check that runner at third. Here's Drew Davis getting back to work. Swung on and lifted out of play. One and one the count to Putnam. Lawler on deck. The pitch. Outside, 2-1. Now earlier, Malden was warming up, but we don't see Malden. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got him upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Boy, this game has had a little bit of everything. Drew Davis wants another baseball. You know, pitchers, we've talked about, pitchers are funny sometimes. Sometimes they like those laces that sit down on the ball. Sometimes they like the laces that are raised a little bit. There's a certain feel lots of times that pitchers like. The 2-2 pitch outside, 3-2. So now Ethan Walker will be running at first base because it'll be a walk, a strikeout, or the ball will be put into play. He'll be off with the pitch, but he's got to make sure that Drew Davis commits to the plate before he takes off. And there he goes. Swung on, grounder towards short. Holloman's got it. Will not have a play, and the Tornadoes are on the board. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Actually, an infield hit. And that'll do it for Drew Davis. His night is over, and he will get an ovation as he leaves the field here. Keaton Malden on to try to close the door for Sumrall. Back in just a moment. So it'll be Keaton Malden coming on for the Bobcats, and he shut it down in Decatur the other night. Keaton Malden has thrown 33 and a third innings. He has surrendered 34 hits. He has walked 15, struck out 40. I think that surprised me the most because I really don't look upon him as being a strikeout pitcher. And his ERA for Malden, 1.89. And I think the biggest shame is that he's not going anywhere next year. Ty Little joins us now. Former Sumrall second baseman out, William Carey. They're a game away from going to the NAIA World Series. They win tomorrow at 1:30. They get on that big wide bird and go to Idaho. First of all, congratulations on nearly a 50-win season.
Yes, sir.
And it would be 50 tomorrow if you win tomorrow.
I believe
close
so.
To it.
I believe so.
So, your reaction to seeing the Cats tonight here, to play the way that they're playing?
It's just awesome to continue to just see the tradition succeed, just to see the fight in them and just the energy level that just continues as a tradition overall.
It's killing you not to be out there.
It is. I really hate having to watch it on this field. I mean, best time of our lives are right here.
So here's Austin Lawler. Swung on, and that's a shot down the right field line, foul. So again, runners on first and second. Putnam is at first. Walker at second. 6-1. The Tornadoes are on the board here in the sixth. 2 men on base. Ty Little going to stay with us here the rest of the game. Second pitch from Malden is a strike right down the tube. And again, Malden, although we mentioned his good strikeout numbers, he's not going to throw it up there at 88, 90. But he's going to be around the plate all the time. That's just off the mark. 1-1. So Ty, what's up with this Carey team? I mean, and what's sad about it is that it's kind of gone under the radar because of the success that the Eagles have had, you know?
It has. It's just we've really been on fire the whole entire year so far, hopefully to continue just hitting-wise. A little slow to start pitching-wise, but we've really had 3 really big guys step up, and they've really done a great job. We've had a complete game the night before last, and then today we had one of our better guys from Hattiesburg High School, A.J. Stinson, it was either 6 or 7 innings, and then we closed it out with 2 other guys, just plain and simple.
Andrew pitched a heck of a game last night, even though it went into the wee hours of the morning.
He did. We finished around 12:30, but he just threw amazing. He just continues to succeed for us, and that's all we can ask for him.
That pitch is high. 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Putnam hitting in the cleanup spot here for Farlow. A lot of fireworks here in the inning. Big pitch here for Malden. Inside, 3-2. So now the runners, that carousel will begin here. So you and another Sumrall alum, Billy Garrity, would both get to go to the World Series if you guys could pull that off tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, and then we have Hayden Norad over there pitching with us, too. So we got
old
3 old Bobcats out there.
Well, there's the secret to your success right there.
Exactly.
3 Sumrall guys. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. And Keaton Malden, who rarely shows any emotion, kind of thrust his hands there in excitement as he strikes out Putnam. But the Tornadoes do come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Sumrall tonight. It's 6-1 Bobcats. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Breland still on for the Tornadoes, and he will face Baudouin, Brazil, and Holloman. Game 2 of this series slated for Thursday night over in Purvis. And this is so cool, 2 Lamar County teams. And again, normally you'd include Oak Grove in this discussion, but eerily, the Warriors not in the baseball discussion for the last really couple of years, which is kind of odd. But Purvis and Sumrall carrying the banners here and in the same division. So Baudouin, Brazil, and Holloman 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sumrall looking to go back to Trustmark Park and defend the 4A title. You know, we were talking about the Sumrall guys at Cary, but Patrick Lee is a guy. Now, Patrick Lee been at Cary a little while.
This is his 5th year.
Yeah, but that guy is a baseball player, but that guy is such a brute. That guy could be a bodybuilder if he
could,
to.
and that's just how he is. He's so much more, though. It's not just his capabilities on the field. It's the energy that he brings to the team. He's just constantly really working hard for us and continuing to keep everybody upbeat. He's just a true leader for us.
First pitch to Baudouin is a strike. Baudouin has grounded to the pitcher and single. He wound up being stranded at second base. He's 1 for 2. Came into the game hitting .294 with 2 homers and 25 runs batted in. That pitch is outside, a ball and a strike. Purvis's 18-game winning streak in jeopardy here. Both teams playing with confidence, obviously, coming into this one, and both have kind of steamrolled the opposition in the playoffs up to this point. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Took something off of it. Badly fooled Baudouin. And poor Hampton Baudouin, we've been all over the state this year, and nobody other than us has pronounced Baudouin correctly. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2, and man, he's right there on that line. So how's big-time Billy Garrity? Man, getting to hang out with him.
It's always something else, something new with him. Great dude, great personality, just a hard worker for us.
And the Purvis folks are arguing that he's standing on the line. So the count is full at 3-2. And here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Baudouin out on strikes. and they'll go to the top of the order. And here's Brazil, who's really been a thorn in the side, Ty, to everybody he's played, because this guy, far and away, leads the team in walks. And tonight, 2 walks and a single. He's been on every single time. And when you got a guy that's a 2-sport athlete, you normally think of football and baseball. This is a soccer baseball guy.
I believe that's probably the best thing for him. I mean, just his speed, just like Holloman, just the capability that he brings to the table. I mean, it's just a different type of feet work that can really help you, especially in the outfield.
And when you got the tradition that is Sumrall baseball, here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. He's headed to the river to play soccer rather than baseball. You don't see that very often. But it shows you the versatility and the pure athleticism of Brazil. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's inside, 2-1. Base is empty, 1 away. Sumrall trying to pad a 6-1 lead here in game 1 of the best of 3. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. And truth be told, and full disclosure here, Ty, you came up here because there was no place else to sit.
Absolutely not. I mean, I've tried walking to the bleachers. I've tried walking down the fence line. There's just nowhere to sit. We had to go to the private box just to find a spot.
And now you're nobody, right? I mean,
absolutely not. There's just so many big names continuing to be produced by Sumrall everywhere we go.
But when you were in uniform before, you got treated like a king. Now you're just
royalty everywhere we go.
You know,
everybody knows our name.
And that was off the end of the bat. Now Brazil said it was off his elbow. But I think the umpire wants to know if that went off the end of the bat. If it went off the end of the bat, it's a foul ball. But if it went off his elbow, obviously he gets first base. Now, Brazil said it went off his elbow.
I'm definitely going to go with going off his elbow. With those Maruchis he's swinging, you really hear a loud stinging noise, and that was just sounded real dead.
So he's on again. He's on first base again. The 4th time tonight. And Tony Farlow wants an explanation. So 1 away, and here's Landon Holloman. Holloman, a 3-year starter here at Sumrall. Will go down in my book, anyway, as one of the best defenders ever. Had played it in the outfield his younger years. And really can play anywhere defensively. He was hit by a pitch his first at bat. He flew to left field and grounded to short, so he's officially 0 for 2. A double play set up here. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the 6th. But you would think that even if Sumrall hangs on to win this game, that the Tornadoes would have the table set exactly the way that they would want it heading into game 2 with JoJo Parker ready to go and ready to pitch in game 2. In a friendlier field over in Purvis. Did you have a favorite field away from Sumrall, Todd, that you like to play on when you were playing here? Was there a field?
Not really. There's no place like home. Just the fans and the atmosphere here is great, and it's real, especially going from. I mean, we're spoiled with turf, so it's really hard as a defender to swap over just overnight. So that made it probably the most complicated for us. So I'd just rather have it here over anything.
Truer bounce. But now over at the Milt, you've got grass. Right?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But our coaches and our teammates take really good care of the field, and 99% of the time it's the best field in NAIA to me.
Walker Long up there now with runners on first and second with 1 out. First pitch is high and away. Ball 1. Walker Long has singled. He has popped to second, walked and scored. So he's also got an RBI. He is 1 for 3. Double play is set up here. Runners are in a forced situation on a ground ball. Breland on in relief of Jacob Parker. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, lifted foul down the right field line. That'll get near the Sumrall bullpen, actually just outside. And that almost got a Sumrall spectator, and that's what they get for leaving too early. It didn't hit him. I would never make a joke about somebody getting hurt. No, Ty, I would not. I would not. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled again. Look out, car backing out over there, and that's a highway patrolman. Almost. 1-2 now, the count to Walker Long. Leo Odom is on deck. Odom has had him a night. A double, a run scored, and a couple of RBIs. The 1-2 pitch to Long. Outside, had a hunch, but laid off of it. So you ever been to Idaho? Probably not.
I have not. I'm very curious to go.
Are you a world traveler, Ty? Have you been?
I'm not really. No place like home for me.
Us good old boys don't like to go a whole lot of different places, huh? 2-2 pitch coming up. That bounces up there. So the count goes full. So now, do you start the runners here, Coach? With one out? I do.
I definitely do with the speed you have right here with a comfortable 5-run lead. I'm rolling.
So we'll see if Andy Davis puts them in motion here. You got a contact hitter there with Long, and Breland thinks they might be on the move too. That's why he was wanting to keep them close. We'll see if the skipper puts them in motion here. Of course, you take a risk of lining into a double play, but again, you got a 5-run lead. Runners are not going. Swing and a miss. Walker Long down on strikes. There are 2 away. And I guess Andy Davis knows his club better than I do, which you would expect, because that could have been a strikeout, throw-out, double play. And here's Odom. So now the runners will be going on any kind of contact. Odom, the cleanup hitter, hitting .338 with 2 homers and now 20 runs batted in. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the 6th. Scheduled 7 tonight. First pitch swung on, soft contact to short. Play should be at first. It is, and that retires the side. So the Bobcats strand 2, but we go to the last chance 7th. It'll be up to Keaton Malden to finish it up. 6-1 Sumrall in game 1 of the best of 3. Back in just a moment. So Keaton Malden comes on to try to finish this one up and put game 1 in the Sumrall column. And he will face hitters 6, 7, and 8. Turner, Walker, and Lowe. Turner has struck out and reached on an error. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to him is a foul into the screen. We did get just a couple of rain. It has started to rain now, not heavily, but just some light raindrops. Boy, and your tournament there at the Milt, Ty, has really been plagued by rain and late games. And
Definitely has, finishing at
Chopper to third.
12:30 last night, and then back to it today.
That gets under the glove of Hawkins at third. Base hit. Base hit is the ruling for Turner. That's the official ruling, so Turner's aboard. And here comes Walker now. Walker has walked and singled. He's officially 1 for 1. Swung on. Here's one to second base. This should be 2. Hicks to short for 1. On to first. Double play. 4, 6, 3. And that's what Malden brings to the table. Again, he's not going to necessarily blow it past you at 92, but he gets that ground ball. Two outs. Base is empty. And here's Eli Lowe. First pitch is a strike. Keaton Malden always around the strike zone. So dependable. So level-headed. He's got a really good pitcher's disposition. 0-1 pitch swung on. This is lifted to right center field. Baudouin calls for it. Makes the catch. Ball game. The Sumrall Bobcats have won game 1 of the best of 3 game series by a score of 6-1. 6 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Sumrall. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Purvis. The winning pitcher is Drew Davis. Jacob Parker takes the loss. Game 2 of this best of 3 game series scheduled for 7 o'clock Thursday night in Purvis. Don't forget, tickets are $10. You can get them at the gate or at GoFan. Man, a lot of you have texted in from all over the country and indeed the world tonight. Sumrall leads this best of 3 game series 1 game to none. Again, game 2 Thursday night in Purvis. Thank you all for joining us as the rain now can rain as much as it wants, as this one is in the books in Sumrall. As this one is final tonight. For producer engineer Brody Courtney, I'm Kelly Sanner. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching the South State 4A baseball playoffs on the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball.